Yeah. Okay.
Um, what what has really, I'm not sure where we left off. Um, but I am of
Oh,
the
yeah,
mind.
we were on the 40 days thing, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So,
I
yeah.
I really am of the mind that come January, since that's when all laws that have been signed the year before go into effect. I have a feeling that it's going to come in January in that week to get everything rolling. Um, and then things are really gonna start picking up. And I believe that is the spiritual war. That's the war in heaven, right?
Yeah.
And
And
then,
so the 12:6.
mhm,
So Revelation 12:6 is the woman fled into the wilderness. And that's what we're tying that orange door with the
yes,
wilderness behind it from November 28th, which was the end of 150.
yep,
And then Christina immediately saw 12:6, which is February 22nd on their Gregorian, add 40 days to it, and you come to the first day of unleavened bread,
yeah,
115 on y'all's calendar. And then what was that? That's April 4th, right?
right. Yes,
Yeah.
yep,
So, and what's interesting to me, Linda, so we talked about this before you joined, is back in the Second King. So I looked at that, Christina, and I looked at it, so I knew, what she was saying, and I thought about it last night. And then what hit me is going to Second Kings, when we were looking at Elijah and
yeah,
Elisha. Um, So that fleeing, and then another scripture that hit my head was, I think it's somewhere in Matthew, you will not have fled through all the cities of Israel before the Son of Man comes,
hmm,
right? So tie, and I'll look that up here in a minute. So tie that to Elijah. So Second Kings chapter 2, verse 2, then Elijah said to Elisha, stay here, please, for Yah has sent me on to Bethel. It's do you see what we're saying?
they're
And
fleeing
before,
from city to city.
yeah, from city to city. So first it was Bethel, then it was Jericho, then it was to the Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what Christina and I were talking about before you got on is say Yah puts in your spirit or somehow communicates with us, hey, you need to go here. Well, think about Lot. There's all these scriptures that come to mind. So the angels came to Lot and said, hey, you got to go. And he's like, what? What? It's fine. What? You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
not going to be fleeing when all heck is breaking loose. Are we gonna hear y'all's voice and move, or are we gonna trust our own eyes, right? Lean not
Yes.
on your own understanding, but in all ways trust in Yah, right? When he says go, or you get kind of like Abraham, right? He said, get out.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just all that came together in my head.
I think that you have got some really good insight there. Um, because now the bride for 40 days, she is going into the wilderness. This is her testing, right?
And she's gonna be chased
Yes.
spiritually, probably not anything physical, but Satan is after her, right?
Yes. Yes.
And we're going to have to trust in Yah because spiritual warfare is not something you can physically point to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And also, what we have going on during this event, Hasatan and his angels are getting thrown down.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
they're being overcome.
Yes.
And and also at that time, um, that's when he steps into the place of desolation. Um he becomes the leader. He begins his reign for 1290 days, right? And that would be in March, just before the first of the year. And so we know things are really going to ramp up in in the in the weeks before Pesach.
Yeah, and that's March 3rd. Here's that scripture I was
April.
talking about. It's only once in the Gospels. It's Matthew 10:23. And it says, when they persecute you in this city, flee to another. For assuredly I say to you, you will not have gone through the cities of Israel before the Son of Man comes. And that's what tied me to Second Kings 2, when, he said, go to Bethel, then go to Jericho, then go to Jordan, you know.
Yes. And when I was looking at Revelation chapter 12, I started putting the order of events. Um, so I have, let's see, verse 13 is one. And when the dragon saw that he had been thrown to the earth, he persecuted the woman who gave birth to the male child. Now that I'm thinking about it, verses 7 through 9 is one. And there came to be fighting in the heaven, and his messengers fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his messengers fought. But they were not strong enough, nor was a place found for them in the heaven any longer. And the great dragon was thrown out, that serpent of old called the devil and Satan, who leads all the world astray. He was thrown to the earth, and his messengers were thrown out with him. So I would say that 7 through 9 and then 13 is
The
one
same event.
is the same event, right? And
Yeah.
then what I have for 2 is number 6, verse 6. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she has a place prepared by Elohim. So she is there. And then what I have for number 3 is verse 11. And they overcame him because of the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their witness, and they did not love their lives to the death. These are some of the bride who died in the wilderness. They didn't escape, but they're still doing what they need to do.
Right. And I do think some of those, verse 11, can go on into the Great Tribulation, though.
Yes, yes, if they haven't died, right. Yes, I agree with you.
Okay, I'm gonna throw something out here, and I'm
Okay.
not saying I'm right at all,
Hmm.
but I'm saying I have always believed this. But I also agree with you, Christina. I think some fallen angels are being cast out now.
Yes, I do
But
too.
then there's the final ultimate battle where all of them, including Satan himself, get cast out.
Hmm.
So I do believe, I think there's evidence that more and more it's kind of like the figs are falling from the fig trees, right?
Yeah,
But the final shaking isn't. So I have always, Satan, his thing is another perversion of Yah. We're always to pray, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
yeah,
And then you have the Baphomet and the Masons with so as above, so below. Okay.
yep,
So now and I've always seen this, not saying I'm in stone on this, but just want to share it. Okay, 1290 is when the beast walks in the temple or wherever he's going to walk into and declare himself God,
right.
right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's concurrent with 1290, which is still 30 days prior to 1260.
Yes.
Okay. So if you go to Second Thessalonians, where that event plays out at Second Thessalonians chapter 2, and then we'll start. Okay, let's just start in verse 1. But what I'm after is verse 4. It says, and we all know this, it says, "Now, brethren, concerning the coming of Yahusha HaMashiach and our gathering together to him," and that's interesting there, "not to be soon shaken in mind or troubled, either by spirit or word or by letter, as if from us, as though the day of Yahusha had come." There's that false, little season thing again.
Yeah.
Verse 3, "Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will."
Mitzi froze.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know what? I think she hit something.
Uh,
The Antichrist.
oh,
Okay, verse
Mitzi,
4.
Mitzi, you
Mitzi,
got to go back.
you start
What?
over. You completely froze.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I get that sign. Okay, start with verse 1 again.
Uh, you can read verse 2. I think we got through 1.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, verse 2, "Not to be soon shaken in mind or troubled, either by spirit or word, by letter, as if from us, as though the day of Yahusha had come." And,
Right.
and I just mentioned right there, don't be deceived into Satan's little season. He's speaking to that right there too. Verse 3, "Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first, and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition." The man of sin is the son of perdition, is the beast. It's not the false prophet, it's the beast, the Antichrist, who he's speaking of here in verse 3. Verse 4, "The beast or Antichrist, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Elohim, or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God." And I'm saying God because you know who he worships,
Yes.
"showing himself that he is God." So, in my opinion, okay, we are all in agreement that happens on 1290.
Yeah.
I have always seen, here's Satan again, "as above, so below." I believe at the moment the beast walks in and to the temple, whatever makeshift temple they're going to have, it's not going to be Yah's temple. But when the moment the beast on earth walks in and declares himself God to the world, right? I think at that very moment, Satan goes into the throne room and tries his last stand to usurp Elohim in the heavens. And that's when Yah says, "That is it, pal." And his armies fight, Satan and his armies fight, and it's not even close, of course. And that's when they're all cast out. So to me, immediately once he's cast out, and there's still 30 days left of the 40, right?
Yes.
He immediately comes for the woman.
Yes. I agree.
So,
So it's
yeah,
I agree with you. And I would say that the spiritual war begins on earth as soon as they pass it, as soon as that becomes or goes into effect.
yeah. And then I think it culminates. I just see, I've always seen that when the beast walks in on earth, Satan's walking in the throne room, and then it's on. It is
Yeah.
on. And then, so the Great Tribulation is kind of held off for those 30 days. Why? Because Satan's after the woman.
Yeah. Yes.
And then, of course, he doesn't get her, but, because Yah's protecting her. So she's safely tucked away for the 1260. And then it clearly said, then the dragon turns to make war with the rest of her offspring. And that is twofold. That is the physical Israelites
Yes.
and the bride that has been left behind, ever how many, very few, I think. And then anyone who chooses to worship the true Elohim over the beast is his main target. And those are all her so-called companions or offspring, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I see all this. That yes, I completely see what you're saying, Christina. We're gonna have to start being ready to heed some warnings even before our eyes see any of this other stuff.
Right. Right. So,
It's pretty crazy.
yeah, it's yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say, that Revelation 12 verse 9 um is literally y'all Revelation 12:9 is 1290.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Well, and it connects to 10 too. So the 9 and the 0, like I don't know. To me, I just feel like, yeah, for sure. Wow. I mean,
Father, just
did you just realize that as you were saying it, Mitzi?
Yes, yes, I said Revelation 12:9 is happens on 1290. I'm sitting there going,
Wow.
well,
he's
there you
right there.
go.
Yeah,
There you go. 1260 and 1290.
yeah.
Yes.
Wow,
Praise
Praise
God.
yeah.
Thank you for that.
Praise yeah. He is so good.
wow.
He's like, how do I highlight this for you? As I have like 20 different color highlighters. He's
I
like,
know.
actually
And
tell
look at
Mitzi.
this. It is such a mess.
Yep. Yep.
Whew. Wow,
Ah, Father is so good, Mitzi. Yah is shining on you.
wow.
It's
Praise
On
God.
beautiful.
us all, he's
Yeah.
and I think that's what he's showing to us too, that, he puts the pieces of the body in their proper place. And when
Yeah.
everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing and content with what they're supposed to be doing, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful
Right.
thing,
Right.
right?
I agree.
Yeah, we don't care who says it.
No, no, I
We
can't do
just
what
need to hear it.
Christina does.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can't do what Linda does. I can't do what,
Yeah.
I mean, he
Each
made
of
us.
us, each of us, I can't do what you do, Mitzi. So there is a gifting or a work that each of us does
Right.
together.
And
Each
who's it
body part
from?
has its function.
That's right. And who's it all from? Yeah,
Father,
right. So
Father.
why does anybody, want this or that? Anyway, it's all him. It
Yeah.
really is. It's all him.
Yeah. You just got to hear the truth and accept it and walk in it when you hear it. If it's
Yes.
Yeah.
from him.
And hey, and that's what I tell Neil all the time. He's like, I just feel like a dud. I'm like, what are you talking?
I know.
You have eyes to see and ears to hear. You know truth when you hear it.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yes.
is a miracle.
Yeah.
That is
I
a
mean, and he
miracle.
is a gift to the fellowship too, like with his prayers and his encouragement of
Oh
you
my
and his,
goodness. I love
like,
his prayers. I
yeah.
love his prayers, Mitzi.
Well, I think I love his voice, that strong, firm, I mean, anyway, that's my thing though. Everybody has their thing, and no part is more important than any other part, you
No,
know?
nope.
So, but it is funny. I just saw that. I literally just,
Wow.
That is
that's neat.
beautiful.
Yeah, it
That is
is. That's
beautiful.
neat.